My name is Elizabeth Hobb Keckley. Now, I was born in 1818, a slave. My mother was a seamstress. I was a slave for my masters in the house, a house slave. I didn't please my master's wife, and she had me whipped cruelly. Well, I made up my mind that as soon as I could, I was going to purchase my freedom, because why shouldn't I be free? I see all of the whites are free. Then I need to be free myself. My mom, she'd tell me, stop talking that nonsense. Keep your head down, keep on sewing. But I had this burning desire in my heart to be free. So, as time went on, my father was sold away from the family. How cruel was that? One day he was there. The next day, the masters decided they were going to move west, and he was gone. He didn't have no say in it. My mom didn't have any say in it. I certainly didn't have any say in it, so I needed to be free. Well, by and by, my master got tired of my rhetoric and gave me to another family member. Well, that was all right. You know, I ended up working for that other family member. In fact, they were so poor that I ended up supporting them with my sewing. Now, I didn't realize any money. I mean, I didn't have a bank account. I didn't have any money saved. I negotiated with my new master. I said, now, how much money would it take me to be free? He didn't want to hear it. Didn't even entertain my request. I kept sewing, doing my best. I was an excellent seamstress. As you can see, most of the prominent ladies in Virginia sought me out to make dresses for them. Well, I was moved and sold to Baltimore and then to Washington, D.C., where I had the wonderful blessing of working for Davis. Her name was Lee Davis, and she was the wife of who they thought was going to be the next president of the United States. Well, about that time, you know, there was a civil war going on. So everything was up in arms. Everybody was hush-hush. Everybody was trying to spy and see what you knew. They published a lot of things that were horrible in the paper about the North. But it didn't scathe me. I kept right on sewing because I wanted more than anything else to be free. Well, my masters wanted me to marry Mr. Keckley. And I thought, well, that wouldn't be so bad because he's a free man. At least that's what he told me. One baby, and 3 years later, come to find out Mr. Keckley wasn't a bit more free than the man in the moon. And he was draining all my little resources I could put aside to try to pay for my freedom and George's freedom, my son, who was born to us. So I left Mr. Keckley, and I moved myself right on up to Washington, D.C. with the family that I slaved for. Again, I asked them, how much would it take? How much money would you accept for me to buy my freedom and my son's freedom now? So eventually, they gave me the sum of $1,200. Now, in 1860, that might as well have been $1 billion. But I kept on working, honed my skill. I made dresses for Mary Stewart. I made dresses for Lee, I made dresses for Davis, I made dresses for all of the people in the cabinet, in the government. And my name went before them. There wasn't an amount I could ask for that they would not come up with, because nobody could do dresses like I could. So I did buy my freedom and my son's freedom, and I became a confidant or a modiste to Mary Todd Lincoln, which is the one thing I wanted to do more than anything else in the world. I wanted to be in the White House, and I was. And Miss Lincoln, she loved me. She took me everywhere. She shared all of her innermost thoughts with me. She was a friend. I was a friend to her. I was convinced to do something, write my memoirs by some friends, and I have to believe that they were good friends. They had good intentions, and they wanted to know more than anything else, what is it like in the White House? What do you do when you go into Miss Lincoln? How does she treat you? What does she eat? What does she sleep in? They wanted to know every little bitty detail. Well, I told them I would not defame such a lady as Miss Lincoln, but I would be truthful. I will write down my memoirs as I saw it, and I did. Well, unfortunately, Mary did not like the book. In fact, she hated the book and then stopped liking me. All of my so-called friends just parted the way and left me be. I ended up dying in a destitute state. All of the money, all of the friends, all of the power, all of the control, and the contacts were for naught. Now, could it have been my color? But I was free. God bless you.